What is going on, YouTube? It is your boy Freakeasy Gaming coming at you with another Fallout 4 video. And today's Fallout 4 video, we're going to be going over the top 5 reasons why people dislike Fallout 4. Now, I have gathered these reasons from basically forums about Fallout 4, and I have gathered these reasons from YouTube comment sections. Basically, the top 5 reasons, the top 5 most common reasons people dislike Fallout 4, and the reasons that I see over and over. Now, before we get into the video, I'd like to say I do not hate nor am I bashing Fallout 4 in any way whatsoever in this entire video. And I would also like to add in, if I do offend you in this video, I do apologize ahead of time. So with that said, let's get straight into the video. Alright guys, moving on to the first reason why people dislike Fallout 4 is because of its short story. Now, I was going to originally scroll through all of the quests and show you them, but I realized in the right hand corner, sort of on the screen, it sort of shows a description of those quests, and that'll be a spoiler. So you guys are just going to have to take my word when I tell you that there are only 10 main quests in Fallout 4. Now, what people consider main quests are basically from the quest out of time, from the time you get out of the vault to all the way to a quest called Institutionalized. After you complete that quest, Institutionalized, basically what happens is faction stuff begins, and faction quests are really not part of the main story. So that is the #1 reason people dislike Fallout 4, is because it only has 10 main story quests, which is absolute garbage in my opinion. And I do agree that 10 main story quests would probably make a lot of people dislike the game. Now let's move on to the second reason why people dislike Fallout 4. Alright guys, moving on to the second reason why people dislike Fallout 4 is because in Fallout 4 there are things known as unique weapons and unique armor. Now, what unique weapons and unique armor are, for those of you who may not know, is they are really good either armor or weapons with great stats, and they are extremely powerful, and they're extremely fun to use, and they are basically one of a kind with a really good attribute. As I was saying, here in this video as an example, we're looking at Big Boy. Big Boy is a unique Fat Man which shoots an additional projectile. We know it's a unique weapon by the star next to its name in Fallout 4. There are stars next to the unique weapon's name. And if we're looking at it here, we could see it shoots an additional projectile, which is really good. And 486 damage plus the additional projectile is absolutely insane. You could destroy almost any enemy you wanted as long as you hit them and did not kill yourself with this thing. And if we look down at value, it is 10,024 caps. Now, 10,024 caps is a lot. I only have 413 caps in this playthrough, which is a little bit. Now, it is hard to come across caps. The most caps I have ever gotten, basically legitimately, are about 5,000, 6,000 at a time, and 10,000 is just ridiculous, and it is like that for most of the unique armor and weapons in the game. 32 out of 52 of the unique armor pieces are sold by vendors, and they cost a lot of money, like the 10,000 caps we just seen. And the unique, and 12 out of the 45 of the unique weapons in the game are also sold by vendors, and they do cost a ridiculous amount of caps, as we just seen. So it's basically impossible to get all of them without using some form of bottle cap glitch or something of that nature. They're just really expensive, and that's one of the other major complaints of Fallout 4. Alright guys, the third major complaint that I have seen on YouTube comments and Fallout 4 forums and why people dislike Fallout 4 is the size of the map. Now, what the complaint is about the map, there are two major complaints. Basically, one, that the map is very small, and we're just going to look at an overview of the map here real quick. And as you can see, the map is, well, big if we look at it in that perspective, but if we look at it from across to all the way across, it is very tiny, and if we look at it from down here to all the way down here, it is very small. Now, for some people who have not played Bethesda games in the past, they may think Fallout 4 is a large game. However, the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim and Fallout 3 are way larger than Fallout 4, which are both games by Bethesda before Fallout 4 was released. And the other major complaint is that the top half of the map here is sort of filled to the brim with locations. There are a lot of locations, And in the middle of the map, there are tons of locations. So many locations, people can't even place the map marker right where they need to go sometimes. And then it sort of dies down, which is the complaint. Right here, it sort of dies down. There is very few locations out here. Very limited locations, as we could see here. There are just a few locations, and that is it. And the third major complaint about the map is that it is a majority water. As we could look over here, it's not a majority water, but a big percentage of it is water. As we could see, starting from about here, moving our map marker all the way up, sort of all this area right here that doesn't really have any map markers on it is water, which is ridiculous. They should have, put some land here, in my opinion. But with that said, let's move to the fourth reason why people dislike Fallout 4. Alright guys, moving on to the fourth reason people dislike Fallout 4. That is because there are only 21 side quests in the game. Now, if you have played the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim and you have played Fallout 3, you will know that there are hundreds of side quests in those two games. And in Fallout 4, there are only 21, which is what the community is calling unacceptable. Basically, that is trash, and is what a lot of people are saying. Not me. But, yes, in my opinion, that is also trash. The 21 side quests is unacceptable by my standpoint, especially having played the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim and Fallout 3. Fallout 4 side quest 21, that is unacceptable, and that's what a lot of people are also saying. There's hundreds of side quests in the previous Bethesda games, and there's only 21 in this game. Now, this sort of brings me to my fifth and final reason why people dislike Fallout 4, and that reason is false advertisement. Now, I'm not talking about false advertisement from a legal standpoint. I'm talking about false advertisement to people who have played Bethesda games and who have waited for Fallout 4 for the 10 years that they were working on it. Now, what those false advertisement is basically when Todd Howard took the stage by storm at E3. Everyone was so hyped for the Fallout announcement of Fallout 4. And when he announced it, everyone wanted it. They thought it was going to be this amazing, great game. It turned out not to be the best game that Bethesda has ever released, but it is still a good game. Now, what I mean by false advertisement is Todd Howard took the stage and said, this is going to be our biggest and most ambitious game yet. Now, biggest and most ambitious to, people who have played Bethesda games, we're thinking there's going to be thousands of side quests. We're thinking that there's going to be thousands of main story quests. We're thinking that the map's going to be bigger. We're thinking that there's going to be thousands of locations. That's, not thousands, but hundreds, a reasonable amount, more than the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim and more than Fallout 3. And when the game was released to us, we obviously seen that this is not their most ambitious, and this is not their most biggest game yet, because it is far from that. Again, if you've played the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim and you've played Fallout 3, you will know that this is not the most biggest and ambitious game yet. And that's sort of the first reason they false advertise to us. Now, the second reason they false advertise to us is because they sort of put the game, I guess you could say, on websites like Amazon and stuff like that, in the description of most of the, I guess you could say, online retailers, Bethesda, when they put the description in there, because I was reading that the description was entered by Bethesda themselves. So if they are not, I do apologize to Bethesda. But if Amazon did it, that's still bad on their part. But it says by Bethesda, so I'm assuming the description was by Bethesda. Now, in the description, it said there are hundreds. Listen to that. Hundreds is multiple hundreds. So that's at least 200, over 200, right? Now, they said that there were hundreds of quests. Now, there are 199 quests in this game, including Faction Quest, Radiant Quest, and that also includes main story quest and all the quests in the game. Even if you've beat it all 5 times, there are only 199 quests to do once, and that is absolutely ridiculous. They could have put one more game and lived up to the description. 200, that is hundreds, but 199, that is unacceptable. What kind of shit is that? Come on, dude. Really, I have seen people create quests on YouTube in 10 minutes. You're telling me they couldn't put a 10-minute quest in here to make it 200 instead of the 199 it is? And plus, you need to play through the game 5 times to do all 199 quests, which is absolutely ridiculous. And that's sort of where it was false advertised on my point. And sort of the season pass that I guess you could say was also false advertised. If you look at the description of the season pass on Amazon.com, it says the game is going to come the first DLC for Fallout 4 is coming out January 2016. Well, we're almost halfway through January and no DLC has been announced in any way, shape, or form. No DLC has been hinted at. And that's what a lot of people are complaining about. Anyways, I hope you did enjoy the video. This is the top 5 reasons people dislike Fallout 4. If you did enjoy the video, please drop that like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help the channel grow. Again, I am sorry if I offended you throughout this whole entire video with basically what I said. Again, it wasn't my opinion. It's basically what I've seen on forums and Fallout 4 YouTube comment section. Anyway, it's been your boy Freaky Gaming. I love each and every single one of you. I will see you guys right back here tomorrow. And remember, stay freaky.